Hey everyone, this is Shannon and Mary. We're gonna explain our Taylor Swift experience that just happened tonight on June 2nd here in Chicago. Just want to start off that it was absolutely incredible. Our voices are a little different right now because of the amount of screaming that happened, but absolutely incredible. So, taking it over to Mary. She's driving. So.
I'm driving, so I won't be looking at you because I want to be safe. But I want to get this all out, while it's still fresh in my brain and just remember everything. So, on Monday, actually, is our first hint. Shannon, Taylor has followed me on Tumblr for a couple years now. But on Monday, she followed Shannon out of the blue, 9:30 in the morning. I was still asleep, and Shannon comes, running in, yelling.
Screamed.
And honestly, in that moment, I knew something was going to happen. I didn't know when or where, or even, this era, but I just knew from there that something was, going to happen for us this time, sometime. So, but never did I think so soon. So on Tuesday, we were on our way to the Tigers game, Detroit Tigers, and...
Detroit.
And,
head south on US 41 South Lake Shore Drive.
That's our GPS, sorry.
Yes.
But we were on our way to the Tigers game with my niece Hazel and my brother. And I'm sitting in the back seat with Hazel. And I hear my phone make a noise that isn't very normal for my phone. And I was like, I didn't think immediately, but I didn't grab my phone to check it because the noise was very unfamiliar to me. But then I picked up my phone, and from Tumblr, I got the Taylor Nation confidential message, and it asked me to, give my name, give my number, and I gave it immediately. I, triple-checked my number to make sure that it was my right number, and then it was maybe a full day before I heard from them, which made me very nervous. I thought maybe they looked at my name and they said, no, never mind, not her.
Head south toward I-55 South.
Okay. I thought maybe they, changed their mind, because I heard other
Continue
people...
for 3/4 of a mile.
I heard other people, got contacted, 2 hours after giving their info. So I had a full day, and I thought maybe they just want to upgrade our tickets, maybe it's merch, who knows, it could be anything. But the next day, around, 7:30 at night, I got a call from New York, and I knew this was it, and I answered, and I barely remember
Head south on Mo Drive toward Mines
much
Drive.
of that phone call.
Continue on Mo Drive for 3/4 of a mile.
Okay. I barely remember much of that phone call, but they asked my name. They, asked who I was going to the show with. I said Shannon, my sister, and she was like, okay, go to will call at this time. And when she said that, I knew what it was. But even then, I was still, the tour trucks. Even then, I didn't want to believe it fully. Well, I wanted to believe it, but I didn't want to let myself believe it because I didn't want to get my hopes up and it be again something else that could have been it could have been anything. I just didn't want to think too much of it. But so Shannon and I were only going to come down for the day. We were going to leave Detroit Saturday morning, come see the show, and drive home Saturday night, get home back in Detroit Sunday morning. But once we knew this was very much a possibility, we came down to Chicago Friday night so that Saturday morning we could go get our makeup done, because if we had a picture and we had one chance to meet her, I don't know how to put on makeup whatsoever, and I wanted the picture to look good. So we left early to get our makeup done. We went to these two girls who were nice. Oh, there's just cars going everywhere. We got our makeup done, but, sweaty. We sweat a lot of it off. We were running around. We were going crazy. Anyway, we go to will call at the allotted time, and that's when they gave us an envelope. And the lady took a minute to find it, so I was getting very worried because she took a while to find it. She brought me an envelope, and on the envelope it said meet and greet, and I knew it. And I have been following Taylor for years. This was my 13th show. I have seen her as an opening act. I've been to every tour. I love her, and so this was so amazing that this was going to be my first time meeting her ever. And so we got the paper, and then we had 2 hours to kill. And it was just walking and pacing and, you know, just being so anxious. So then we went to our seats to sit down for a little bit because doors open, but then you still have to wait about an hour before, you know, you meet up. So we decided to sit in our seats, check out everything, and then you have to meet on the floor. We had nosebleeds. So we go down to, we just think we can show them our picture and they'll just let us down on the floor. No. Some guy was like, oh, you have to go back to the front gate and security has to escort you to the floor. So
at that time, it was like 5:30 and it says be prompt. We had to be there at 6, like where we had to be at 6. So we go over to the security lady. We literally sprint through the crowd, like weaving without sprinting is the entire time.
So we did not want to miss this. So we get there and some lady's like, oh yeah, I know what this is, but someone's going to be at this booth in a few minutes and then I will have him escort you. So we're there, we're waiting, and a few minutes are going by and it's almost 5:50 and we have to be there by 6. So we're waiting and we finally tell her, we're just going to have to muscle our way through. Like, we'll go stand by the gate and just hold up our meet and greet paper so that someone sees us and, like, brings us down. But we have to get there. So we ran back. We found a security guy, and we were showing the paper and trying to explain to him, like, we need to be on the floor. We have to be there by this time. And he was kind of confused. And I was like, please, you can walk us there. You can stay with us the entire time. You can you can keep us on leashes if you want. Just let us go there, and we'll show you where we need to go. So he raced us down there. We finally kind of convinced him into it. He raced us down there. We got there just in time. As soon as we walked up, the guy was like, oh, you're Mary and Shannon, because we were the last ones there. And once we showed up, they took us all back, and there was 4 different groups, so 4 groups of 2. And we get to go to the rep room, and they have, you can't take your phones in, but they have Polaroid cameras, so we all were taking loads and loads of pictures, and we took a group picture of all of us for Taylor, so, I mean, hopefully she gets that somewhere in the scheme of things. And, everyone in there we were in there with was so nice, and we were all so excited, and, cheering each other on, and
we were just taking pictures. There was the softest pillows I've ever experienced in my life that has just a Taylor Swift eye, and they're, all over. I was just hugging it. I was dancing to Cardi B the entire time. I drank a bottle of water so fast, and I wanted to take it with me. I asked Mary, should I take it? I mean, it was just a regular bottle of water, but it was from the rep room. And it was just beautiful. It has this, really nice yellow, black scheme that's happening, and, everything has a certain design. So, there's these lamps, and it looks like snakes on the lamp, but it's not snakes. And it was absolutely incredible. We have a lot of pictures, a lot of Polaroids from the pictures that you'll see later. You can just find it on one of our pages.
Oh, he's a police. He can go.
Oh, yeah, police can go. So, the people we met, they were so nice. Everyone in the rep room were, really nice. We had Stephanie with a P and an IE at the end. No Y, no F or whatever. And she was really nice. You could see, she was trying to figure out everything. We were in there for a while. We were in there probably for, half an hour. Yeah, just...
Which we loved.
We were just chilling in there. Honestly, I could have stayed in there all night, and I wouldn't have been upset. So,
we were the second to last group to go. These 2 people who were with us, they were really cool. I could tell they wanted to go last, and I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I would go first, last, second, third. We were just gonna see her. So the way the rep room set up is this rep room, but then there's a little corner that's curtained off. So she's behind the curtain. So you go in, one group at a time. And I go through the curtain, and she's there, and it's the craziest thing, because I never, ever thought that would be me, right there with her. The first thing I say to her is, can I hug you? So, and she's, obviously I give her a huge hug, and do I have to go this way? I'm not 100% sure where I'm going.
Turning right.
Okay. So I say, can I hug you? And I give her a huge hug, and
600 feet, turn right onto East 31st Street.
She comments on Shannon's outfit, and she loves her snake whole thing, and we comment on, she has, like, these thigh-high, like, black sparkly boots, and we comment on that.
East 31st Street.
And she's like, oh, they're new. And, somehow she just brings up that she was, oh, you're the nanny. And in that moment, I knew
On East 31st Street for 1 mile.
she personally picked me for rep room. You know, and in that moment, like, I don't know what I look like, but I'm sure it was something special because because before I didn't know if, you know, Taylor Nation picked me or Taylor picked me. I didn't know. But in that moment, when she knew my job and, like, she saw this post, she mentioned it. Like, I knew that it was her that picked me, and
she remembers those tiny details, people.
yeah,
Like,
she knew my job. Like, it's crazy, and I'm so happy. And then she asked if we wanted to take a picture. Obviously, we did. I have no clue how it turned out. I'm, like, horrified about how it turned out because I don't like taking pictures. I mean, I would take 100 pictures with Taylor Swift, but I do not know. I don't photograph well, so I never take pictures. But I don't care. I don't care how this picture turns out because I am going to. It's gonna be my profile picture. I'm gonna put it on a shirt. I'm gonna put it in a locket. I'm going to put it on a poster. And she's so stunningly gorgeous. She's tall and, like, her hair is soft and her face is beautiful and she has the best skin and she's so nice, and her voice, it's like, she sounds exactly like the videos, which makes sense, I guess, but it's her voice. Oh, so I repeatedly just kept telling her, I love you, I love you. I said it so much because I didn't know what else to say to her. I practiced, but in that moment I was drawing a blank, so I just kept telling her I love you. And I was like, I love you, I will always love you, and I will always be screaming your name. And she laughed at that, and then she screamed her own name. Well, she, like, yelled it, but I thought it was so funny. But,
then we told her that, like, our hometown is Detroit, and that's where, like, you know, we've always gone through, and we kept on, like, thanking her. That's all we kept on doing, because that's, in that moment, that's, like, all she chose Mary. She chose her. And it was just incredible. Even though it was so short of time with her, it was so blurry and just gone. It was absolutely incredible.
I'm like, I told her, because after we took a picture, I said, can I hug you again? Because I know this is probably the only time I'll be able to see you. So I got to hug her twice, and I mean, I'm literally backing out of the room, just repeatedly telling her I love you. So she probably thinks I'm, like, a nut job, but, like, that's all I wanted her to know. Was, like, that was the most important thing that I wanted her to know from me, is that I, like, love her, and I've always been cheering for her, and, like, always screaming her name, and, like, always on her side. And then we got to do the show, and it was a rain show, and it rained, and this was my 13th time seeing her, and it was raining during that, in the end, and my voice is, like, going, like, in and out, but it's so fun. And now we're about to drive 4.5 hours home.
Honestly, I can't even put into words how amazing it was. And the 30 minutes we spent just chilling in the rep room was insane. Papa Swift came in, Mr. Scott Swift. He came in, and as soon as he came in, Mary bolted up. Like, she was just like,
yeah, I jumped up. I was like, oh, Scott! He gave us pics, so we have pics now. I always said if I met Taylor, I would get a tattoo to commemorate, and I never thought I would meet Taylor. And I was always thought, I don't know, but now I'm gonna get something for her. So sorry, Mom. Oh well.
Mom will never see this. But we told Scott, like, I told him last time I've ever seen him, I've only seen him once. It was at the Speak Now tour. And if you're ever at the Speak Now tour, in the middle of the floor, there's this big tree, and I was wearing the Squirrels basketball outfit, and he gave me a pic, and that was a really long time ago, and I didn't know who he was at that point back in Speak Now. I was like, he looks familiar, and then Mary told me after, oh, you just talked to Scott, and there was no one was going out to him. That was when he was, like, not known. And then I told him that because I met, when he was there, I was standing next to, like, a snake tree in the middle of the thing. A lot of you probably have seen it. It's the snake chair thing. And he was just so cool, and he asked where everyone was from. He was just so comfortable and just telling us everything, like, about how Taylor has been working so hard and how, like, he finds himself singing the songs now. But right before we went in to meet Taylor, Tree just peeks her head in and goes, and we're like, oh my god, we know you!
Yeah, I saw Tree, as we were walking in to see Taylor, Tree walked in, and Tree's a redhead, I'm a redhead, like, I love her, and, like, I love, you know, what she's been, like, doing for Taylor, otherwise I would have said hello to her, but obviously we would to Taylor, but so I just pointed at her and said, I know you, and that's, she probably thinks I'm a nutcase too, but, I mean, so, Taylor has been following me on Tumblr for a couple years. I have not gotten a like from her in over a year or two, like, not a long time, and she saw me. I know I have a little bit of an easier way because she does follow me on Tumblr, but I made post that I wanted her to see, that, you know, here's a picture of me, here's just, like, some facts about me, and I reblogged myself all the time. I had a post
In
that had
800 feet, turn left onto South Wentworth Avenue.
I had a post that had over 1,000 notes on it. 999 of those were mine. Like, I just took the time to reblog mine, and I never wanted to seem, like, baggy or, like, annoying or, like, attention grabbing any other eras. But this era, I just didn't want to lose my chance to meet her. So I just took the time to be annoying and, like, attention-y, and, like, annoying is not the right word, but just
Persistent.
Yeah, persistent. I took the time to keep putting myself out there, to keep putting myself in her eye line, and it worked. I can't believe I met her tonight, and I might never see her again, but, like, tonight, everything was worth it.
When I walked in, I was like, you literally just followed me on Tumblr on Monday. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, but Taylor, if you do ever see this,
onto South Wentworth Avenue, then use the left lane to take the I-90 East ramp.
Sorry for that face, but if you do ever see this, I hope you have read our letters. We wrote one each and then one together.
Use the left lane to take the I-90 East ramp, then merge onto I-90 East.
I hope you get that Polaroid picture of the group that was in there, because all those people in there they were so nice. Every single one of them were just genuine and happy, and, like, sometimes you might get people who are but every single one of them were just, I would honestly want to be friends with all of them.
East for 4 miles.
We have one on Tumblr, and then we need to find the kid, but they were just all nice, every single one of them, and you chose all of them, and, like, it just goes to show. Also, that concert was incredible. You did it in the rain.
We love the rain.
The rain was amazing. I was in my snake suit. I got cold for, like, literally a second, but then I was like, nah, I can't do that. I can't get cold. I had people coming up to me and asking me, like, to take pictures with me in my snake suit, and it made me so happy. And people were also asking me how we got picked. And I was like, I wasn't the one who got picked. It was Mary. But just absolutely incredible night. Absolutely. Even though it's already the next day, and now it's just a memory, and we'll hold on to it forever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Driving home now. We got a little over 4 hours to go, and then we will see you in Cleveland, Taylor, and then Toronto, and then Detroit.
Yep. Bye. Good night. Sleep. Rest. You did 3 meet and greets today. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how. But you're amazing. You're incredible. Bye.